Good evening. In, on and gone video number 19, brought to you in glorious lighting. I'm still absolutely chuffed with these strip lights. Honestly, they're fantastic. I've definitely made the decision now to include strip lights, maybe in future products on my store. Certainly, I'll be giving China a little bit of a bell to see how much I can source them for. And if it's something that I'm pleased with, then I think this one's a goer, because I mean, you can see yourselves, it's such a difference. This side of my face isn't in darkness. Brilliant. Right, in, on and gone, video number 19, nearly at 20, 19. And just to let you know, let you in on this, if you haven't seen me before, my name is James Smith, and each week I do a video about my eBay store, telling you about what has sold quickly, what is coming into the shop, and also just making you aware of the shop as well. So the gone part of in, on and gone is what I start with, telling you about what has sold quickly. And when I say quickly, I mean within 7 days, promoted on eBay at 2%. So yeah, it's a bit of a late one tonight in terms of me getting this video done. I'll be down in Plymouth this weekend, seeing the folks. Lovely weekend, but back now, and let's get back to it. Right, my whole sort of like idea behind these videos is one of education, letting you know about what is working well for me on my shop. So telling you about the things that have sold quickly is one way of doing that. Now, the first section I'm going to speak to you about is toys and games. Now, I'm a little bit reluctant to go into this because some sell quick, some don't sell so quick. I've still got some puzzles up on the shelf that I put up ages ago. I think I'm going to have a look at the pricing of those on my shop. But I do follow somebody called Master of Pieces on YouTube. All right, he's another local Welsh lad, but he does some really good videos about toys and games. And if you go into a charity shop, there's an abundance of them. So actually, the information that he is giving out is really quite valuable to any reseller. So I would certainly give him a watch. But what I had was 6 Iggle Piggle Skittles. Okay, now as a dad to 4 kids, okay, I know that Iggle Piggle was a huge hit with them. They all loved Iggle Piggle and they all liked the Skittles that I got. They were in really nice condition. I put them on some good photos with them, and I made it quite clear in those photos that I was prepared to take an offer. I sold them for £5, but I only sourced them for £1. So yeah, there's a bit of a margin there. Going over my numbers for that, as I said, sourced them for 1, sold them for 5, so I got £3.68 back, which was a 268% profit. They went in a day. So if you can pick up, I know now that if I can pick up night garden stuff for like 50p a pound, I think it's a goer. I think it's a goer. So that's certainly something that I have learned this week. Something else along the toys and games was another soft toy. This time it was a Buzz Lightyear plush from Toy Story. It was quite a small one. And what I did is in the photographs, I also put him against the mug so that you could get a really good idea about how tall this plush was. Again, exactly the same. I got him for £1, sold him for £5, exactly the same figures. £3.68 back, 268% profit. So yeah, pleased with that as well. Both of those sold quickly. So I now know, all right, and I'm now telling you, Night Garden and Toy Story seem to sell quickly. There you go. There's a bit of info for you. So you'll know if you are a viewer of my channel and a subscriber and you watch the in, on and gone, I think it was video 17, you will know that I broke my 10 products barrier for this gone section. This week it's only 8 products, okay, but that's good. All right, I'm pleased with that. To hit 8 so soon after hitting 10, it is an indicator that things, you're learning about the stuff and you're learning about what sells quickly, because that is ideally what I want. What I am interested in is stuff that sells quickly, because I want this store to be get it in, get it on, get it gone quickly, and get it gone for, you know, a decent profit. All right, a decent profit. I think holding out for maximum profit on each and every product, you're in cuckoo land. You're in dreamland. All right, as long as a decent offer comes in, it's one that I would consider. Right, third, and I got two of these, and they both sold. They're both identical, and they both sold within 7 days. The brand, and this is a good brand to be on the lookout for because it got interest pretty much straight away. Fuel Raven. Okay, I think they're a Swedish brand. Okay, Fuel spelt FJALL. Okay, and then Raven. And I picked up 2 polo shirts for, I think they were £1 each. This is a great flip, an absolutely great flip, because combined, both the offers that I got from, one went literally on the day and one went 2 days later. Combined offer £31.40, all right, which gave me back £25.83, which was 1,191%. So another 1,000%er. All right, the amount of 1,000%ers that I'm getting that go quickly is beginning to grow. So that is certainly a brand to look out for. Fuel Raven. All right, super stuff. Next, a little bit of feedback for you from the fashion world. I can remember reading in the Sunday Times a couple of weeks back that in terms of women's fashion, heels are out, flats are in. Okay, bit of info for you. So I've taken that on board, all right, and I had a nice pair of Clark's Mary Jane flats. Now, Mary Jane is the style of shoe. Hey, I'm learning this. I'm learning it. Basically, it is, if you can imagine like a pump. Oh God, I'm getting good at this, aren't I? Like a pump shoe, but with a strap over the top. A pump is just like a slip-on type ballet shoe, and then you've got a strap over the top, and that turns a pump. God, hang on, put my teeth in. That turns a pump shoe into a Mary Jane shoe. Or so I'm led to believe anyway. That's the observations that I've made. I had a nice pair of Clarks, which I bought for £4 and took an offer for £9 on them. All right, £6.90 back, 73% profit. Okay, and they were black as well. So, you know, in terms of like a work shoe, brilliant. And they're comfortable, or so I'm led to believe. These were part of the Clarks comfort range as well. So, yeah, they went really, really quickly. Another brand to be on the lookout for, and this is in the Hobbies section. All right, and you know that I've said so many times that hobby stuff sells. These were 2 t-shirts, again, very well priced in terms of what I got them for, and made by the brand Montane. Okay, Montane. Really good walking brand. If you can find these, you're onto something. These went really quickly. I got them for £4 each, and I sold them for, so that's £8 in total. And from both of those, I got £14.40 back on them. I think they were extra large. I had a grey one and I had a blue one. Now, what I have learned in the past is not to put them on as bundles. Some of you might be thinking, well, you can put them both in together and then you can combine the postage. But what I find is that if you put 2 on, you've got to find somebody who wants, in this case, a blue one and a grey one. And that isn't always the case. I've bundled up some golf polos in the past thinking that, well, you know, the golfers, that they just want a few polo shirts just to go around in. They took a long time to shift. And I think that's because people do look at garments individually. So, you know, people are looking for a grey top. That's it. All right, they're not looking for anything else. They're just looking for a single grey top. They are not looking for a bundle of tops. They're just looking for a single one. So when they see the grey top, but then they see a blue top with it, and obviously the price is higher, they're not going to go for it. All right, they're just going to move on. Well, that's what I'm finding anyway. All right, if you were thinking, no, I'll go for that. All right, then, okay, great. but from what I am finding is that the if you combine, they do take longer to sell. So my advice to you is not to combine. Anyway, these £8, 14.40 back, £11.21 profit, 40%. Okay, so pleased with that. Okay, pleased with that. And then finally, I have got a GSP to tell you about. GSP, okay, in eBay terms. I'm not talking about the world famous mixed martial artist Georges St. Pierre. I am talking about the global shipping program. Okay, eBay's global shipping program, which basically brings the world to your shed. All right, if you're ever putting a listing on, you will see that there is a part that you can click to include on the GSP program. Click it, okay, with every single product that you put on, because what you are doing is you are massively increasing your market. Don't think to yourself, oh, nobody's going to buy this. Okay, nobody's going to be looking at this from other countries, because yeah, the postage is more expensive. The way it works is that there is a central warehouse in the middle of England. It's up, I think it's up Shropshire way. So it is actually located in the middle of England, but I suppose close to East Midlands Airport, that would be, if you want anything going out, and then close to maybe Liverpool Docks to get stuff out that way if you want to go that way, and Hull if you want to go the other way. So there's good links there for like the middle of the country. So anyway, that's where your product is sent to, and then eBay then take it to the other country that's been bought from. I suppose in a way, what you've got to look for with this is a brand, but the premium stuff of that brand, or the slightly limited edition stuff of that brand. I had a pair of Nikes, and they were Storm Fit running division pants or track bottoms. They had the shell suit type feel to them, and after Google lensing them, it did become quite obvious to me that they were limited edition. They weren't just your normal pair of Nikes. These were sort of like a premium pair, okay, and one that could be sought after by people who collect these sort of things. Okay, they are out there. So in the end, it went on the global shipping program, okay, and it went to France. So we're not talking about hundreds of miles away, but what we are talking about is a product that was viewed and bought by somebody in a different country. The global shipping program, I think in all, brings in, at the last count, the last time I looked, but this was about 6 months ago, but I shouldn't think it's changed that much since then, was 180 million people. So, you know, that's a lot of people worldwide looking at your thing on eBay. All right. I am going to be doing a video about the global shipping program later on this week, because I've got a pair of ski boots. So I want to do a bit of a feature about these ski boots, because that is certainly a product that I think is well suited to the global shipping program. But these Nike bottoms, I took a bit of a punt on them. I got them for a tenner, but I was prepared to go out there to test the market to see how these sort of like these limited edition Nikes did. All right, and I took an offer of £17.50 and got £13.96 back, which is 39%. It's profit. It's profit. So yeah, all in all, pleased with that as well. So all of these together, we're talking £27 spent. Okay, we're talking £77.30 back, and that leads to 50.3. £50, 30 pence back in terms of profit, all right, on those 8 items. So that's really good. Average of 201% markup. So yeah, again, this week done well. Okay, yes, helped by that one product, the Fuel Raven polo shirts, but that's sometimes all you need. Just one product in the week selling quickly that you've sourced for a good price, and that can support the rest of the products that are sort of like going at like 50-60% markup. All right, or in this case, there were some going for even lower than that, a 40% and a 39%, but it's still profit. Okay, and you're not going to sell every single product for an absolute banging amount, you need to also consider those things that you put on. Okay, you sell quickly. They don't really generate huge amounts of profit, but they are those little cogs that keep your shop going and keep the algorithm working. They are just as important. Brilliant. Okay, so that is the gone finished. All right, that's the gone done. Now, in terms about the on, please just look below. All right, the link to the shop is there, along with a few other links to some products that you might find helpful if you are thinking of reselling, or if you're a reseller yourself. Okay, things like postage bags and stuff like that. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to show you for the in section, what is actually dropping in, there's a couple of products that I'm going to show you now. I used to show every product, but it just took too long. Okay, and you don't want to be looking at every product, but I've just selected a few things that are going to be dropping in the shop this week. The first thing, this was a nice find. I only paid £3 for these, and they are a pair of wool John Lewis trousers for like the office, and it does have, can you see that there? Yeah, you can see that. There's a bit of a pinstripe to it as well. Nice pair of trousers. If these were my size, I would have them. All right, but they were a good find, because if you look here, 80 quid. Okay, wool trousers go for good money. All right, so there, and yeah, they still, I hope you noticed then, they've still got the tags on. All right, so these were a really, really good find. Now, one thing that I'm noticing, certainly since COVID, is that office wear, actually being able to get office wear in shops, the opportunities are diminishing. The sections that actually stock office wear are going down, getting smaller. The choice isn't as much. But then you're reading in the papers now, or you're looking in the news that WFH, work from home, there's a couple of companies that are now saying, no, they want people back full time to how it was pre-COVID. So, you know, who knows what's going to happen to the office wear market. But knowing that there's sort of like diminishing floor space allocated to suits, office wear like this, all right, people are going to turn online, so that's good. I'm not going to get 80 quid for these. Okay, God, if I put these on at 80 quid, they would be there for ages. What you got to realize is that people that go onto eBay are going on to the shop and the store purely, I would say, to look for bargains. Okay, not just to have a general browse and a general shop. Their main objective, if buying anything off eBay, is searching for things at a good price. Okay, so I sourced these for 3 quid, probably put them on for around about 30. All right, so you know that is below half price, but from my experience in selling wool trousers, there will be a little bit of a markup because they still got their tags on, but you're not talking of a huge markup because of that. All right, I think actually at 30 quid, I'm being quite realistic with these. All right, so nice pair of John Lewis trousers, 36 regular. Am I right there? Yes, 36 regular. God, if they were 36 short, they're mine. Just a little bit out. Also, nice jumpers here, made by good old Fat Face. All right, this is a really nice, I mean, winter's on its way, we all know that, so this is a really nice jumper. And when you get jumpers like this, the main thing that I check for is obviously holes. All right, I don't want any holes to be in something like this, and also, has it been stretched? This hasn't. All right, and it's still in really, really good condition. You can see there, it is a nice Fat Face jumper. Now, I sourced this again for £3. Something like this in Fat Face itself would be probably about 35-40 quid brand new, so there is definitely a margin there to play with. And as long as your photos show that it's still in good condition, and it is in good condition, all right, then you should be onto some profit here. I'll probably put this on for about 15 quid. Keeping with the Fat Face theme, as I said, winter's on its way. Jumpers, and not just winter on the way. Oh, I did mention it last week as well. The C word. You do have to consider the C word. That day in December. I'm not going to say it, and I won't say it until December. But for most retailers, again, I keep talking about the fact that I read the papers. Goodness me. But I do feel that it's certainly the business section of the Sunday Times is interesting. And if you just browse, I'm not saying read it word for word, but if you just browse through and like the articles on like how important Christmas is to the British retail high street, it's massively important. We're talking 60 to 65% of their business is dependent on having a good Christmas. There's 11 more months of the year, and Christmas is the time when people seem to buy the stuff. All right, so a jumper, most people are pleased with a nice jumper, and these are nice. These are white stuff, large, so they're not fat face, they're white stuff, but they're large, and they are quarter zip merino wool jumpers. Let's get that a bit better up. Look, a nice brick red. All right, it's a large. Is it a large? Yeah, it's a large. 100% merino wool. All right, so this is a nice soft feel to it. Okay, in good condition. I got the brick red one, and I also got sort of like, what would you call this? An army green, a khaki green. All right, but both feel lovely and soft. Both are white stuff. Again, because they're merino wool, you're probably looking at two 50-quid jumpers here. I sourced them for £7, so a little bit over what I would normally pay, but I'll put these on for between 15 and 20. These would make good Christmas presents. I might hold these out a little bit at that price for a little bit longer than what I normally would. But these are two nice merino wool jumpers. Merino wool, from my experiences last year, merino wool sells, and it sells really well. Next up, jacket, and a nice leather jacket, sort of like the bomber style, the short bomber style. It's in really nice condition, made by a company called Aviatrix. All right, Aviatrix, and I believe from the research that I've done, this is an American brand. All right, now it's from the Google lens that I've taken of this, it has come up as a women's jacket, and I believe that to be true because it is quite short. So I think it's like the short style bomber jacket. And as well, it has come up as an XL on this. But in the USA, an XL is a size 10. Because I've put this on and it didn't fit me. It's too small for me. So I'm looking at XL. So I researched it. And yet again, you don't have the mindset that an XL, if you are usually smaller than that, I mean, I'm a medium to a large. So I would expect an extra large to be big on me. I wouldn't expect it to be something that I can hardly close. And I put this on and I was thinking, crikey, there must be something going on here. Requires a bit of research. So I did the research, and I'm glad I did, because this XL is actually referring to a women's size 10 UK equivalent. American sizing is all over the place compared to British sizing. It is totally and utterly different. Okay, whereas continental sizing as well is totally different to British sizing. So if you are reselling and something does seem a little bit out of sort, okay, make sure you do the research. But that is a nice Aviatrix jacket, all right, which will be put on. And again, the C word. I think somebody might like this for the C word. Don't know what's wrong with me. This is the third take on this one. I keep jumbling up my words. A couple of weeks back, I sold a nice black Nike Tech hoodie. This is sort of like the Under Armour equivalent. There you go. So it's a nice Under Armour. It's a small, okay, everything's in decent nick. It's got a nice decal on the sleeve as well. Okay, so yeah, nice hoodie. Paid £7 for this, probably going to put it on between 15 and 20. But yeah, it's in really nice condition. This one is, you can see there. Okay, no rips, no tears, no stretches. All right, all in good nick. So yeah, I'm hoping this one will sell quite quickly, because the Nike Tech Fleece also sold quickly, and I think this is Under Armour pretty much equivalent to it. Finally, nice pair of Adidas Stan Smiths dropping into the shop. All right, you can see they're in pretty good condition. UK 5.5. Adidas. There you can see there's no real yellowing on the soles as well. You sometimes find with trainers like this, especially with these types of soles, that the soles do go a little bit yellow. These haven't. I will give them, they're in pretty good condition. Look, you can see there, then they don't really need that much of a clean, but I will just clean them up just a little bit. I think maybe just a bit of rubbing alcohol along the bottom there before they're photographed to really whiten them up. But these are a nice pair of Stan Smith, size 5. Paid £8 for them, probably going to put them on. I haven't actually researched how much these go for. I'm getting a feeling it's going to be, I can put it on for above 15. So probably, I'll have a look, but it could be as much as 25 for these. Might be a bit lower because it's not pre-summer. These, if it was pre-summer, these would go on then. But yeah, so they're going to go on. And finally, some Nike Air 270 Reacts. Okay, you can see that there. All right, these are in good condition as well. Now, they're black. This has a huge effect on the demand for this, because these being black, these being size, should have looked really, 8.5. We're talking typical British teenage boy pair of school shoes. I'm thinking that's a good one. All right, because most shoes or most schools insist on black shoes. These are totally black. All right, so again, I'll give these a bit of a clean up. The air bubbles in them are totally okay. They haven't burst, they haven't popped or anything like that. These do have potential to be neither, number one, a pair of school shoes, number two, a pair of work shoes. Okay, somebody working in a warehouse that wants a pair of comfy shoes. Again, these could be on for it. And I know that Nike, these in the shop would be expensive. So, you know, you can see there, the tread on them is still in good condition. The bubbles are still in good condition. You know, these could be good. I paid £12 for them. Probably going to put them on for round about the £30 mark. I've seen them for higher than that, but I don't think I'll get much attention. I think if I put them on at the £30 mark, I think I'll get some watches pretty much straight away. Right. That's it for this week. It's been a bit rushed tonight. As I say, I've been away for the weekend. I've come back, so I'm doing this on Sunday evening because I put these videos out either on a Sunday evening or on a Monday morning. Okay. Tomorrow morning when I get up, before I go to work, I'll do the quick thumbnail for it. Okay, and I'll release it then. But I hope you're liking what you're seeing. I'm getting some comments in, and that reminds me, there's one more thing to show, and this is based on a comment that I got. One person messaged me basically saying, you know, thanks for the videos, you know, really enjoying watching it, enjoying your content, enjoying what you're trying to do. But the advice that she gave to me was study guides. So there's an AS Law study guide. I picked this up for 50p. There is a pure mathematics study guide. All right, now this one is quite recent. This one is from the 1990s, 2000 sort of era, but I know that in the last 20 years, pure maths hasn't changed at all. All right, that's pure maths is pure maths. It's not going to diddle about. All right, I know they sometimes diddle about with the specs and there's curriculums and stuff like this, but pure mathematics has remained the same for a very, very long time. So there's some A-level ones there, and I picked these up for 50p each. I can't say how much I'm putting them on for at the moment because I haven't really researched them, but we will see if this watcher was correct in what she was saying, and I'll be having a really, really close eye on how well these sell. I've also got, where it just dropped, ah, there it is. I've also got a GCSE physics one, okay, from the AQA curriculum. Now, she did say that these ones, you're probably going to have to bundle them up, but I might put this on individually and see if it goes. All right, because it's certainly a subject that you either get or don't get. All right, and if you don't get it, I think buying something like this would be helpful. I would say the study guides still have a bit of clout. They are still there because they've got so many good exercises in that pupils can do. I would say that the learning aspect of it, YouTube videos. All right, have a look at YouTube videos. If you've got a child that is struggling with a certain subject, have a look. Put in either, if they're in Key Stage 3 in the UK, put in KS3 Geography, KS3 History, and see what comes up. Also, the BBC Bite Size is fantastic. But combining that with one of those books, because those books have got exercises in that maybe they could try, and they've got the answers at the back that they could check against. It's just encourage them. Just keep going at it. Maybe you're not going to get it first time. Keep going, you'll get it. All right, so that's coming from a teacher. Okay, that is also something that I'm going to be keeping a very, very close eye on. Look, it's been a joy. It's been a joy. As I said, I nearly forgot to tell you about those study guides, but they're in as well, and I'm really looking forward to how well they do. Right, that's it. That is it. I am now off. I'm going to go and have a brew. I'm going to go and have a sit down, watch a bit of telly before I turn in for another week of Monday to Friday. And in the evening, doing a little bit of eBaying. Been a joy. This is Smithy out. Bye-bye.